This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast. I'm your host, Joanne Crone, joined here by the brilliant Bree Tucker.
Why, hello, buddy. How are you?
We are getting into this holiday season, and we know that stress levels are really high. There might be some, losing, as Bree calls, losing your shiznit going on.
Yep. You're losing your shiznit. And my husband has a new one. We call it losing our top. It was me messing up trying to say flipping my lid. And instead I said losing my top.
We did that on a podcast episode. Yeah.
Oh, we did? That's where that was. Okay, I must have told him about it because now every time I yell, he's like, "Are you going to take off your top?" And I'm like, "Shut up. You are 12. Stop acting like a 12-year-old.
But, it happens. Yelling happens. And today we're going to talk about how to repair and reconnect, because that's really the most important thing. It's not that you're a perfect human. Everybody gets upset. Everybody loses it. But we're going to tell you how to fix it. So this episode is for you if you feel guilty after yelling at your kids, or if you are worried that you messed up your relationship or you set a bad example. If you have that constant mantra in your head going, "I'm a bad mom, I'm a bad mom, I'm a bad mom," this episode is for you. So Bree, let's get on with the show.
Okay, guys, we are going to talk about the truth here, that we all lose our temper. We all yell. We all do it. It might be our partner. It might be our kids. It might be our dog. It might be our best friend. That annoying coworker that keeps spraying their vanilla perfume, even though you can't stand the scent of vanilla. I'm not being personal.
I would lose it on that person. Yes, totally. Smells. Oh my gosh. Smells I cannot handle. I will totally lose it. I'm the one who will tell somebody on an airplane, "Excuse me, tuna is not a great airplane food. Can you please put that away?" It's not fair.
I think the entire plane would be applauding for you with that one for sure. That would be just too much.
I was on a plane once with my daughter and she sprayed herself with perfume on the plane. I'm like, "What are you thinking? What are you thinking?"
Oh my gosh. Okay. I will say this. We're going to do this one last thing about scents. Both of my kids leave a trail in the house. You can smell their body sprays as they walk by. And my husband, who is way more sensitive about smells than I am, gets so irritated. And me, I'm just over there gagging, thinking that, if I gag enough, my kids will notice it. No, they haven't.
No, they won't.
Not yet. No.
They need direct telling.
They do.
You are a little strong over there. Maybe one spritz instead of 5.
I blame Axe body spray. That's where it all started, if you ask me. I digress.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've lost it now. We have yelled at our kids. And there are a lot of reasons why we lose it, why we yell. Like we just talked about, overstimulation, maybe from smell, maybe from
noise.
Anything. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Noise gets a lot of moms, actually. Those loop earplugs are very popular right now because you put them in your ear and it muffles all the sound. So it's not as irritating and you could actually hear your kids still, but it's not overwhelm.
See, now I haven't tried those yet because I already have muffled hearing and I'm willing to bet that if I put those in, I would enjoy it. Others would be annoyed with me.
Well, my husband walks around with headphones on and he's constantly has something else in his ears because he knows that noise is something that gets to him at the end of a day. And that's his coping strategy. It's a little annoying when you're like, hey, and he has to tap his ear so it goes off. We're like, can we talk to you? But that's overstimulation right there.
Yeah, I've had several people throw things at me. So yes, being overstimulated, I think, is number one. Any mom that has ever had a headache and had a kid come at her yelling, whining, anything, that'll set me off in a second. And I think a lot of parents have that. But there's also that pressure, right, that I think our generation has of where we have to be perfect and we can't raise our voice and we can't do anything that our parents did that we're not happy with. And Dang, that's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. And there's also the mindset that I know a lot of moms who have jobs outside the home
Mhm.
tell themselves that they should be enjoying their kids every second. And it's not true. I just want to put it
Yeah.
out there. It's not true. Like, nobody loves it when two human beings are fighting at each other, who two human beings who you love are yelling things at each other, calling each other names. One of them may bite the other one. No one's enjoying themselves there. No one.
Well, and no one enjoys either being touched out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just say right there, like, we all have different levels. We just talked about being overly stimulated. We all have different levels of stimulation that we can handle. But just because your level is different than, say, your parenting partner or your best friend or your mom, that doesn't make you a bad person.
No.
We're here to just tell you, like, we know that voice in your head. We know Bob is being a real jerk and he's like, God, you suck. You yelled. Rah, rah, rah." No, no, it happens. The truth is, we all yell, we all lose it. It doesn't make you a bad person. It certainly doesn't make you a bad mom. It just makes you real,
Yeah.
human, right?
And I think like you bring up an interesting point about having like different sensory limits than other
Mhm.
people, because I think it's even harder if you kind of pride yourself on being the patient one. You're like, I'm so patient. I'm so patient. And then you lose it and you're like, oh my gosh, my whole identity is in question now. I don't know what to do with myself. Yes.
That's a very good point because I do think that sometimes we get those compliments from people, right? Like my husband will tell me that I'm a very patient, kind, loving, and caring person.
Hmm.
And I love that. But when I have those moments where I don't want to be kind, I don't want
Yeah.
to be patient, I have nothing left inside of me but anger and frustration. It makes me feel like I'm not living up to the person I should be because of that, because it's the same, like, it's still that it's somewhat my identity, and I struggle with that, and I think that other moms probably do.
Bringing it back to the identity, like I am somebody who's been told I am so patient. Sometimes I think that's a backhanded compliment to say like I'm too nice, like I don't stand up for myself, but I'm a very, very patient person, especially when it comes to kids, not so much when it comes to adults.
I digress. I'm gonna say yes, yes, you are the most patient person I have ever met with a big group of kids. I mean, our Girl Scout troop, you couldn't have paid me enough to be in charge of that thing, but I also would say you're pretty patient. But that doesn't have to be our identity. Please go on.
It doesn't have to be our identity. Yeah, I mean, the time I lost it is I think I was just so stressed from the day. And then, like, my kids were just not helping with stuff. My son was like fighting me against doing the dishes. My daughter wouldn't come out for dinner because she's like, I ate a whole box of Cheez Its. I'm not hungry.
Of course.
Of course. And I went into the kitchen and I remember just facing the corner and screaming to the wall, just going like, ah, like, cause I had like to get all of it out of me. And they're like,
Yeah.
Mom, are you okay? I'm like, sorry. I was just frustrated. I'm all good now. I just need to take a little break. That's telling me I need to take a little break. This isn't about you. I had a lot of stress today. I just need a little break. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
immediately feel bad after it because you see the scared expression on their faces and it makes you feel like crap.
Oh, yeah. Because I feel like you can have like two reactions when you yell to your kids. And again, we're going to focus mostly on this episode about yelling at your kids, but it could be the same with your partner, spouse, anybody else, you know. But you either get the where they're taken aback and shocked, right?
Hmm.
And or possibly nervous, they don't know what to do next, or you get where they just double down. I've got the double down kid. I've got the quiet, nervous kid, but my interactions are mostly with my youngest, and she's the one that is doubling down. If I yell, she yells. I yell
Hmm.
louder, she yells louder. And we just end up going back and forth at each other. And I mean, I could think of a million times where that comes up, but the most where I end up losing it with her is when she wants to do something. Oh, just the other day, she was, oh, hey, mom, my friend's parents are going to take her to Cabo for her birthday. And I only need to miss 3 days of school. And I'd like to go. And I'm like, well, who else going? Well, her mom's taking her and her boyfriend. And I'm like, there are so many issues with this that I have on my own end. And yeah, and like I just kept saying to her, like, no, I'm not comfortable with this. well, why? I'm around boys every day at school and you don't care. I'm like, okay, that's not the same thing as going to
Mhm.
another country with a small group of people. And yes, I trust her mom. There's so many factors here I don't trust. And the more I would get agitated, the more my voice would go up and the more hers would go up. So eventually it was so much back and forth that I was just like, you're not going anywhere. Stop freaking asking me. And then honestly, this is the look I got back. Well, you didn't have to yell. Oh my God, I could have strangled her like in a cartoon right there. I was like Bugs Bunny and like whatever at that moment. I got up and I just left because I couldn't anymore.
That's all you could do. And if
Yeah.
you have been in this situation too, which if you're with us right now, I'm sure you have, we're going to walk you through 3 calm back steps to reconnect and actually strengthen the relationship after a yelling moment. And we'll do that right after this. Okay, is it just me or does the holiday prep hit so hard every year?
Oh my God, it is not just you. One minute I am lighting one of my pumpkin spice candles, and then the next it's do we even have enough chairs for my famous ugly sweater party?
Yeah, I was literally scrolling Wayfair last night and thinking the exact same thing. And they've got Black Friday deals already, up to 70% off.
That's amazing. I have been eyeing this incredibly gorgeous dining room table that could actually fit everybody. No more lugging up the folding chairs. And I saw these velvet throw pillows that made me want to redecorate the living room immediately.
I love that. I'm all about the cozy stuff, honestly, like the warm blankets and the sheets and the like holiday sparkle you could put everywhere and cookware. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with all the cookware. It's like Wayfair reads my mind.
Exactly. So don't miss out on the early Black Friday deals. Head to wayfair.com now to shop Wayfair's Black Friday deals for up to 70% off. That's WAYFAIR.com. Sale ends December 7th.
DSW, Designer Shoe Warehouse, is the one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. With sneakers, boots, and everything in between for every style, mood, and occasion, you'll definitely find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. DSW has what you need, but more importantly, they have what you didn't even know you wanted. You never know what you'll find at DSW. Find the shoes that get you at prices that get your budget at DSW stores or DSW.com.
Okay, can we admit something for a second? I avoided my finances for way too long. Not because I didn't care, but because I just didn't have the mental energy between work, kids, and everything else. Figuring out money just felt like another full-time job.
Same here. That's why Monarch has been such a relief because it links all of your accounts in minutes and suddenly you can see it all. The spending, the savings, what needs attention. It's all right there. Feel organized and confident in your finances with Monarch, an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean interface on your laptop or on your phone. And right now, just for our listeners, Monarch is offering 50% off your first year with code NOGUILT at monarch.com.
And the best part, no spreadsheets, no complicated setup. It's actually designed for people like us who are busy, they're tired, and trying to make smart decisions without spiraling into a shame spiral we know so well over here. So if you've been putting this off, this is your sign. Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code NOGUILT at monarch.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code NOGUILT. So you've yelled. Now let's talk about what to do next. Because the hardest thing about yelling at kids is that they're kids. What we do with them right now shapes the rest of their lives, how they form their own identity, how they see us as safety. It feels like a lot of pressure. It feels like a lot of pressure.
I was just about to say, okay, we're going to lay on the pressure right there. It's true and not true, right?
It's true, but you
Mhm.
can always counteract it with this repair strategy. The thing that's necessary is repair, repair, repair. I could tell you a situation where there is not repair that I'm seeing, and it's between one of my kids and one of their teachers at school who constantly is yelling at them and just yells and like says things like, I know you think you know everything to
Ugh.
kids. and who has not apologized for their own behavior and who has not tried to repair anything, just makes it a normal kind of circumstance. And I say that without giving too many information. There's a lot of
Yeah.
information I want to share with you guys right now. There's a lot.
I don't
There's
even
a
know this
lot.
backstory. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's some
All
good
right.
gossip right here. It's some good
Ooh.
gossip. But my child went to one of the administrators
Mhm.
and they have texts from this person, showed the texts, just talked about what happened today, which is what this person yelled at everybody and the whole room was silent for like many minutes. And that administrator was like, hey, I know you don't want to get this person in trouble, but they're stressed. They're stressed. And I'm like, you know what? No. Because as an
Yeah.
adult, and this is where I'm getting here, guys, as an adult, we are responsible for our interactions, especially when we're dealing with kids, especially when we're dealing with kids. So if you are having a lot of stress right now, yes, that's valid.
Mhm.
You have a lot of stress. That's a very, very valid thing. I'm not saying anything
Yeah.
about that. The only thing you have to do is to recognize the stress, and then you need to move to this repair step as quickly
Mhm.
as possible.
Yeah.
That's how you fix the situation. But letting it go,
Exactly.
letting it go, letting it go, and just saying, I'm stressed, not the way to fix the situation.
Right. Again, I think it's fantastic. And we've talked about this on previous podcast episodes. It's important for our kids to know why things happen, what our internal dialogue is, because the younger they are, the more they're looking up to us as, God forbid, that perfect adult that never has any issues.
Mhm.
And they think that we are just able to handle things so well. But without them knowing what's going through our heads, like what we're thinking, why it happened, they're just left there sitting clueless and thinking, gosh, they hate me.
Yeah. Or it's me. Yeah. Shame.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Shame comes down on them.
And we know that that is not the reason. So, like you said, first thing to do is recognize.
Recognize you're in that state, the tense shoulders, the racing heart, the urge to fix everything immediately.
What? Who? Who?
Bree's
What?
walking around, looking
What?
around like that. Yeah.
Somebody say Brie? What? Also, for me, my head feels like it's going to explode because, like, my blood pressure goes up and I get ringing in my ears when I'm
Uh-huh.
really mad. Oof, yeah. As soon as I can feel my head feeling like it's kind of crunching in, I know it's a weird thing
I
there,
know
but
what you're talking about. Someone going through anxiety right now with the blood pressure high. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. That feeling of fullness in your head.
yeah, as soon as that happens, I'm like, I know. And it took me years to get there. And I think that, having people in my life like you and our friend Shayna and my friend Jen, my husband, Miguel, like I think having people like that don't see that as a fault and understand that we all have that has given me permission to be able to pause and go, okay, I'm recognizing that I'm really upset right now with this interaction and I'm going to leave.
Hmm.
The story I shared about my daughter, I wish I had just said, I'm going to leave before I yell.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I yelled and then I left. So, okay, all right. Recognizing is important. Whether it happens before the yell or after, we still got to recognize.
Yeah. Recognize it. And you could also recognize it after the fact and
Mhm.
say, like, hey, I was feeling this way. This is not on you. This is all me. And I think that's really important to take the blame off of kids and put
Yeah.
it on ourselves and taking responsibility for our own actions and emotions.
Yeah. And if you step away, we want you to remember try your best not to spiral into that. I suck, I suck, I suck. I'm a terrible parent. My child's now going to live in my basement the rest of their life.
Yeah. Or move away and never talk to me again and
Oh, yeah.
do the whole like abandoning of the parent and say they don't want any contact. Yes. That's a fear of
Yeah.
mine. Now, I saw one news article and I'm like, what? Am I set up for this? I'm sure I'm not, but it's
Oh my God. That is so funny. We are so the same and so different. My biggest fear is my kids living in my basement for the rest of my life. Not
really?
my basement, but living with me the rest of their life. I'm like, no, please go have your own happy life. Oh
Yeah.
God.
So, first, recognize you're in that state. The second
Mhm.
one is to regulate yourself. Do something that helps make you calm in the situation. Sometimes I know just talking about it and what's stressing me out helps me. Call a friend. Don't talk about it with your kids. That doesn't work. They're not a good sounding board.
No, they're not. And trust me, if you have siblings and you talk smack on one to the other, no. Even if you're joking, it don't work out well. But yeah, like stepping away, we've talked about before, like grounding techniques of like sitting quietly. If you can get away from your kids, I know that's harder when they're like, toddlers and whatnot. But if you can get away from them for a couple of minutes just to help your body re-regulate, put them in the playpen, let them go sit in their room in a safe spot. Like you go to your room. For me, my new regulation, laying on my bed and turn on my eye massager. That's only been like a couple of weeks, man, but I'm loving that. I'm loving
Oh,
it.
that's awesome. I love lying on my bed too. I love reading when I need to
Right?
regulate, or like playing New York Times games like
Ooh.
Wordle and Pips and the Mini.
Oh, I'm so mad. They took the mini off the free games. I don't have that one anymore. That's my like wind down
I
at
pay
night.
for them.
Well, I mean, I'm debating on it. They're getting me because I played it for like a year. But yeah, like so things
It's
like
good.
that help calm me down. Or I go on my TikTok and I'm on the algorithm side of cute dog videos. My husband started with dog videos that save babies. I'm really enjoying my feed lately. It helps calm me down.
Another thing on the New York Times game subscription, they have all of the old minis too in the archive.
So you can
go
play other
all the
ones?
old
Oh,
ones.
don't tell me this. You're going to make me spend money
Yes.
and I'm trying to save. Okay.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So recognize you're in the state, regulate yourself in some way. And then when you're calm, when your kid's calm, that's when you reconnect. And
Yeah.
when you reconnect, it's just a really simple script. I shouldn't have yelled. I was upset and you didn't deserve that.
Yep. I like to say losing my cool or losing my shiznit because it makes my kids laugh and it makes me feel better when they laugh because then I'm like, okay, good. They don't entirely hate me, which is fine, but still. Now I'm even like spiraling into the whole like, I don't need them to like me. But no, the reconnecting part, I do need them to know that I love them. And I have said that to them before. Like, I'm sorry I lost my shiznit. I'm sorry I yelled. And I realized that, right now you might not want to talk to me and that's totally fine. I just want you to know that I love you and that I was upset about XYZ. And I'm going to work on calming down about that. And whenever you are ready to talk to me, I would love to get a chance to have this conversation again. And I walk away.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing.
I know, right? I'm so good at this.
I know, right? I'm so good at that.
If you guys could only see my expression as with that. It's taken a lot of work. Bree has to repair a lot. I'll be honest with you. The two of us, we know I'm the yeller. I'm the one that has to have my mic volume down lower or else I would blow everybody's eardrums out. I'm a loud, and when I get upset, I just explode. It doesn't make it okay. It's not allowed. As adults, we shouldn't be throwing temper tantrums. We really shouldn't.
I think of some people in the public sphere and I'm like, can you tell them that, please? That'd be great. But after the break, we're going to share 3 quick tools to prevent the next meltdown. This will help with yours and with theirs. And we'll do that right after this. What if your child could learn in a way that actually works for them, not just the way a traditional classroom says they should?
That's the promise of K-12 Powered Schools. It's a tuition-free, accredited online public school that tailors learning to your students' strengths and interests, whether they're in kindergarten or 12th grade.
Their certified teachers are trained specifically for online instruction and use interactive tools and hands-on tech to keep kids engaged and growing.
And the best part, you can make the switch anytime. There is no waiting for next year or next semester. If your kid needs a change, you can start right now and set them up for success. See why more than 3 million families have chosen K-12 to empower their students. Go to k12.com/NGM today and learn more. That's the letter K, the number 12.com/NGM. k12.com/NGM.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
Abercrombie Kids is bringing the cheer all holiday season. And winter break means it's time for new outfits that are both festive and comfy. The last thing they need? New cozy coats for every occasion. Celebrate the season with Abercrombie Kids in the app, online, and in stores.
Okay, guys. Now, the 3 tools that we're going to share with you guys, it's going to help you with keeping your cool next time. I have used these tools. Joanne uses these tools. We teach these tools in No Guilt Mom and our balance community. And we're actually going to be talking about them in our upcoming Happy Holidays, Happier Kids free challenge we have coming up too. So, the first one, and this is a very, very famous one that you probably are going to need to use, especially when your kids are little, because it's harder to get away. It's called the pause and pivot. Pivot! I keep thinking of Friends
The
and
Friends
Ross
with
right
the
there.
couch. Yep.
Yes, pivot. Okay, so the pause and pivot. Joanne, would you like to explain that one?
So you just need to ask yourself, is this about them or is this about me? And typically the answer is always going to be it's about me.
Yeah.
Because especially little kids, there is so much pressure I see parents put on themselves with little kids, looking and seeing that, thinking every interaction they have, they need to correct or they need to make sure their kids are acting appropriately. And if their kids aren't acting appropriately, they need to correct it. I just want to put a pin in that behavior right there. You don't need to do that for little kids. Little kids are little kids, and everything they do is just their little kid nature. Not
Yeah.
everything needs to be corrected. So when you do get mad and frustrated with them, this is a chance for you to just pause and breathe. Pause and breathe. And sometimes this is enough. And if
Mhm.
this is enough, this is when the pause and pivot works. You choose connection over correction. You choose to kneel down to them and be like, hey, what's going on? Or, hey, you look like you need a hug. I love you. Or, hey, let's stop talking about this really quick and let's go over there. Because every behavior is communication with anyone. And when your kids are acting out or when your kids aren't listening to you, it's not that they're being defiant, it's them communicating to you they're under some sort of stress.
Yeah.
And so that's when the pause and pivot works with connection.
Yeah. Sometimes that stress is even that they are just tired. They are just
Mhm.
hungry. Same for us too, right? So yeah, I like the pause and pivot because it's just like, hey, we're going to pause. We need a minute. Let's start over. And like you said, whatever it is that you need. Now, the second tool is the one that I was saying that I tend to use with my older kids. And when I say older, gosh, probably since elementary school and up. The mini repair. That's what the second tip is. The mini repair. And it is so awesome. Don't overthink it, guys. It's really easy. You've had the moment, you've exploded. All right. And now you're able to see that that happened. And you're like, oh, darn, I want to repair. Not I need to repair. I want to repair. Because trust me, kids can see through that fake. I'm sorry. Just like we see our kids do to each other. All right. Have the moment once you're calm, come to them and be like, can I give you a hug? Or can I have a hug? Making that eye contact with them, meeting them at an empathetic level, being like, yeah, I really yelled loud on that one. I really lost my cool. I really kind of flipped. And I'm really sorry. I love you. And, when you're ready, I'd love to spend more time with you. I'd love to hang out. I'd love to whatever, you know? Just have that moment and make sure that you're trying to do a real connect. You don't need your kid to connect back. And that's a huge thing to realize with this mini repair. Give them their space to reconnect. So,
Yeah.
right?
If they're not ready to reconnect yet, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're a bad parent. It really, really doesn't. It just means they're not ready.
Yeah.
And they will come back when they're ready. We assure you that.
Yep.
The third one, I feel like is something to do after you've made the initial connection attempt.
Okay.
It's something to kind of get back on the same page where you're going to do something to reset both you and your child. maybe it's a calm down corner where
Oh,
you
I
have
love those.
some coloring or cozy blankets or some calm tools. We have one of these calm tools in the Happy Holidays, Happier Kids VIP, which is called my winter calm plan, which is a great thing to do with kids, especially kids who have those big emotions. But it's doing something together. So
Mhm.
it's not a punishment. It's just getting really cozy and quiet, maybe, and coloring. Or maybe it's listening to music, or maybe it's cuddling on the couch and watching a movie. Whatever it might be, just some kind of activity that inspires that connection.
One of my favorites to go to with my teens is, "Hey, you wanna go get some ice cream?" And they are,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
always down for that one.
Our code word is sweet treat.
Ah,
You want
sweet
a sweet
treats.
treat?
That would
Hmm.
be a good one to use, except for when we say the word treat, like, my dog right now is already looking at me with his ears perked and his head up going, "What? What? What?"
Oh,
So, but
yeah.
yeah, that's a guaranteed connection with both of my kids. Want me to go buy you something?
Mhm. Want
It's
me to go buy
food.
you something? They're like, "I'll go with you
It's
anywhere to buy
food.
it something."
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I gotta clarify. It's food. I'm not buying your love, but like, hey, let's go enjoy it. Because you can't be mad over ice cream. Come on. Unless you're
Mhm.
like, you know, lactose intolerant. Everybody's happy over it. Like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
So just remember, yelling doesn't make you a bad mom. It makes you
Nope.
human. Everybody does. And repairing really builds that trust and resilience. It also shows something we haven't mentioned is that it's okay to make mistakes and come
Mhm.
back from them.
Yeah, 100%. Because when your kids see that, they see that it is okay to not be perfect. It is okay to feel these big, overwhelming feelings, but that it's your actions that make a difference. And that once you have lost your cool, that you have come back to reconnect. I think that's huge. Having lived and been in relationships with people that refuse to acknowledge that they are ever in wrong, that they've ever
Mhm.
done wrong, and that it's always somebody else's fault. It's an emotionally draining relationship. And it makes it so that it is hard to really connect with people like that. It may sound like I'm getting on a soapbox right now, but I'm just trying to articulate why it means those couple little words of "I'm sorry, I love you, I'm gonna try better next time, and, and this is why that happened." Those little things mean so much to people because it means that you
Mhm.
genuinely care and that you wanna work with them, and emotional regulation is learned through practice, through your
Yes.
ability to keep trying it over and over again. Sometimes you'll do better at it than others, but that's okay.
Yeah,
That's
and
okay.
that is what we're practicing here. We're practicing emotional regulation. And if you want your kids to also learn emotional regulation, but you're not quite sure where to start, guys, we have a challenge for you. We're doing this Happy Holidays, Happier Kids challenge. It's completely free. It will help you and your kids stay calm, grateful, and meltdown free this season because they're videos created for kids. I've created them. It's a little lesson you watch together. It's not more than the longest is 6 minutes. I know that's a lot, 6 minutes, but you're going to figure out, and your kid's going to figure out what your holiday triggers are. So they're going to learn that name, triggers. They are going to learn some of those calming exercises to really like turn to when it gets a little heated, after
When
the
they're feeling
moment
big feelings, yeah,
when they're
yeah.
feeling big feelings. And they're also going to practice some self compassion. There is an acronym I'm going to teach them called JOY, which will help them start being kind to themselves. I mean, how good would it have been if we knew about self compassion earlier? This whole thing that being kind to yourself works better than being critical.
Oh my goodness, yes. I would have so much less anxiety and shame on a regular basis. I have gotten so much better, though, over the years as I have been practicing my self-compassion. So,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
a
I love
big
that.
thing.
Yeah.
So you can go to balanceformoms.com/holiday challenge. We also have, of course, VIP for you as well. So if you want to be in a group with me where I'll go live with you all the way to the end of the year to get you to the end of the holidays, that's available in VIP. We also have this cool little custom GPT we created to help you create your personalized holiday plan aligned with what we're teaching in the challenge. So it's like having me and Bree and the No Guilt Mom team like right by you, coaching you and telling you how you can plan your holidays with more of those calm moments. That and more, so upgrade to VIP because I want to meet you in there. Until next time, remember, the best mom is a happy mom. Take care of you. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks for stopping by.
If you'd like to support the show further, you can share episodes with your loved ones, leave a positive review, or follow us on social media at No Guilt Mom. You could also show your love by visiting our amazing podcast sponsors. We have a link in the show notes.